body challenge. Finish this practice up strong. I'm going to finish off with a plank on each side of my body. Sweating a little bit. And with this, I'm going to show you an easy modification and a couple different options that we can do. So I'm on my left side, left arm down and bent, staff underneath my shoulder, elbow right underneath my shoulder. My left leg is down on the ground and it is bent. I'm going to keep it bent at a 90 degree. I'm going to press my hips on up. So this is a nice easy level. I think most people can find this doable. If you have pressure on the elbow, put it on something soft, a pillow or something, just make sure it's not going to slide out from underneath you. But while we're here, we're making sure that we're a nice straight line all the way down from our nose to our belly button, down between our feet. You can see my profile, you can see from front, and if you could see me from a bird's eye view, hopefully that would look very straight as well. Sometimes people let their hips fall back. That's really common. When you kind of imagine me, I'd be like a slight V shape. I want to make sure that that does not happen. So I like to reach my hand up sometimes, make sure I'm just pressing strong, just being very aware of my body position. And another breath or two I think will be good here. And I'm going to rest on down carefully. Now I'm going to swap sides. On this right side, right leg is bent. Got just enough room in here so you can see this angle. Here we are again. Elbow right underneath the shoulder. You can see my profile. You can probably about see my angle here from a bird's eye view as well. You can see what I mean. But when sometimes people drop their body like this or rotate on down when they get tired. You want to be strong and open. If this is pretty easy, you can work on straightening out those legs. You can stack them, and ultimately you can lift on up. Do any combination between here and there. A few seconds. You can even do a variation where you're more dynamic. Push and raise on up. It's your practice. These are just some guides. Pay attention to your body. Do what feels good. Get a little sweat going. And use it or lose it. You want to make sure you use different ranges of motion. It doesn't have to be extra strenuous, but it is something about using it all the time, every day, a couple times a day, is the best way to go. While we're down on the ground, we're going to do a last little bit for our backs. We want to work up those abs. We want to wake up those glutes a little bit more. Our legs on those squats that we did primarily hit the tops, the quadriceps, the front, the thighs, got a little burn. Now we're going to hit those back of the legs, and while we're at it, we're going to hit those abs as well. So we're going to lay on back. I'm going to rest. You can put your hands anywhere you want behind your head. I usually put them out by side. And what we're going to do here is we're going to start off by engaging the abs. Take a breath on in. If you're going to see me arching my back, then take a big breath in, arch my back, put my hand underneath of it, and the exhale, I flatten it on out. I can't fit my hands underneath my back anymore. I've pulled my abs on in, and I flatten on back. Notice my head and neck are still relaxed. I'm not doing something like this to make it happen. It all came from the back and the hips. These hips right here went from tilted to rotated and rocked towards me. I want to hold that. I'll hold it for about 10 more seconds, pull my abs in strong, engaging them. Okay, they're getting a good workout as I pull my belly button towards my spine, and I keep this all flat. Another way some people describe it is like when you suck it in to make your abs look good. It's nothing to do with the diaphragm, it's just engagement of the ab muscles. You can see I can totally talk and breathe through this while I'm doing it. So it's nothing to do with sucking it in or using your diaphragm for a trick. It is your abdominal muscles. Okay, relax. So as we go through this, we're going to use those abs. We're going to make sure we have that that motion strong in our repertoire. We know how to do it because it's going to be important as we do these exercises. So take a breath on in, arch the back, exhale, flatten it on out with those abs, and then another breath on in. On the exhale, we're going to press our hips on up. So as we do this, we're squeezing the glutes and the hamstrings. You'll feel it pretty much immediately, and if not, in over 20 seconds of time, you'll probably feel it. But we have activation across the back of our legs now, and we're still activating those abs. So if you lose the abs, you might end up doing something like a back bend, and we're not trying to do that. We're not working on that kind of flexibility right now. We are looking for activated abs and glutes. So there's that back bend, unactivated abs, and here's where I pull my abs on in, and I still have these glutes on and the abs on. They're working together on this exercise. And again, it's a good way to train to turn these abs to work on, the glutes to work on, and the back to relax. Back has nothing to do right here. It's just going along for the ride. A few more seconds, and we'll rest on down. This is a really good, it's called glute ham bridge, glute hamstring bridge. You can do a billion different modifications of it. I'll do another video on them alone, because they're one of my favorite exercises to do that are just body weight. But for now, you just get situated, feet flat on the floor, breath in, arch your back, exhale, flatten out your back, and pull your belly on in. Another breath in on the exhale, press those hips on up. We are one more time, nice and strong. Breathe on through, get a good squeeze. Really, really focus on those abs. If you think about your hips being a triangle shape, your abs are pulling that front end towards your rib cage, and the glutes are pulling the back end towards the back of your knees. Your goal is to get those to rotate as far as possible in that direction by pulling as hard as you can on those abs and pulling on those glutes. If you're feeling it in your thighs and the front of your legs, it's a stretch. These muscles are being stretched on out as you pull the front of your hips away from your femurs. They're not actually being activated all that much. They are getting a stretch. And if it feels like a really strong, firm stretch, that's actually really a sign that you're probably doing exercise correctly. But it also could be a sign that your hip flexors are quite tight. And this is a great exercise to counteract that. If you're getting that stretch across those thighs, you're getting those muscles be loosened on up by activating these opposite muscles. And we'll rest on down. I could make a whole video alone on like stretching the hip flexors by using the abs and the glutes. If you want to, let me know in the comments or shoot me an email. I'll be happy to make you one about too much sitting and how it tightens the hip flexors, and a few exercises that we can do to counteract that. One of my favorite ones to do. I actually had a hip issue that stemmed from tight hip flexors. I went to a physical therapist for it. Hurt me for like 5 months. The physical therapist did some tests on me, gave me a little workout, and I worked hard on it pretty much every day for like a month. But after like 2 weeks, I could see a marked difference. And then a month, I was 80% better, and then 2 months, I was pretty much good to go. And I just kept doing them, and I haven't had an issue since. But that's that big spiel. That's how we get these abs and glutes activated, and it helps relax the back. We did our planks for our upper body. You could do repetitions or longer, a couple times each side, and we did those easy squats, warm on up. It's a really basic yoga session. Realistically, it's probably just a really good warm-up to go on, wake up in the morning, run through that in 10 minutes, go on through your day. When you got a break in your lunch, come back and do it. 10 minutes here and there. It'll add on up. By the time you're done, you got it 3 times, you got a good 30-minute workout, and you have started to master these movements. You can go lower, you can hold them longer, and ask me for a new video, and I'll be happy to start making some more advanced ones. For now, I want you to keep practicing those easy movements till you feel confident with them, and I'll see you next time.